Massive population decline and a huge budget deficit right now. Oh my goodness, we are running out of spaces in the cemeteries. There's over 3,000 dead people. Yeah, sure, there's a few power outages here, a bunch of sick people over there, a few foreclosed homes, but that's just how it goes, you know? It's the American dream in progress. I think that this city's falling apart. Cities Skylines, the ultimate utopia building simulator, where you try to build a city that meets all your citizens' needs and provide them with all the amenities and clean drinking water and let them live a beautiful life. But I've decided I don't want to do that today. Instead, I want to try to build the worst city possible and absolutely maximize misery in my city. We're talking max pollution, overpopulation, trash buildup, insufficient amenities, confusing roads, traffic, anything else. Basically, how I normally play the game. So I don't know how this is actually going to go. I haven't really tested it out other than playing on creative. So we're going to see how this goes. Okay, so we are in the game finally. And to get things started, of course, we need to build some simple housing and some industrial commercial districts, like how a normal playthrough goes. Just get everything kind of started and going. Once we actually have some money coming in, then we can really ruin these people's lives. So usually you want to separate your industrial areas from everything else. You don't want it where the people are living or where they're buying stuff. But if I'm going to maximize misery, I need pollution to be everywhere, especially where people are sleeping. And so I chucked my industrial district smack down in the center of the housing area. And I'm also going to put their coal electric plant right here, right next to where everybody's sleeping. So they're going to absolutely love it. Dude, I did that wrong. I don't want the sewage downstream from the water. Nah, I want it flowing right into the water. That's the way to do it. Okay, so everything is set up and ready to go, and there we go. We got people moving into our beautiful little city. Isn't that just wonderful? You'd love to see it. And they're just going to be so happy. They don't know what's coming. And it's just beautiful. The city's getting so big now that it's starting to, pile up trash. And so we really need to give people a place where they can just dump their trash and forget about it. And I think the best place to do that is going to be right here, smack in the middle of my future planned residential area. Perfect. I'm going to rename my city here to represent what, I'm really going for here. I think it's perfect. Really combining all the best aspects of those cities into one. Oh! Would you look at that? People are starting to get sick. I wonder why that is. I have no clue. I have no clue. I don't know what you're complaining about. There's really no reason you could ever be getting sick. Healthcare? Not an issue. What you're talking about. Could it be the pollution right next to your houses? Nah, no way, no way. Microbial flora found in my water network? What? No way. There's no way that's happening. That can't be. That can't be. Our water, clean as could be. Although that is ticking higher. No, that's not something I want. I'm actually very happy about that. Oh, a lot more people are starting to get sick in the city. I mean, it's what I want, but I don't know if I want that this early. I might have to build a hospital just so I can get a few more people in, get some more money, and then enact my real plan. And oh no, now there's crime. That might be something I have to deal with. We'll see. As long as people are moving into my cities, none of these are actually issues I have to deal with. I'll give them the basic minimum to keep my city population growing. Beyond that, they're getting nothing. Oh no. Houses are starting to foreclose. And my population has started to shrink. Okay, it might be time to give them some amenities. It might be time to give them a little something. Because there's one thing I care about more than any of my citizens, more than actually doing these challenges, making some money so I can really enact my plan. No one saw that. Nothing burnt down. I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't happen in this city. Oh shoot, we need another medical clinic. Yeah, people are getting a little too sick. They're kind of leaving the city. Again, we want just like the bare minimum. It sucks if you're one of the people that lives over here because all the clinics are on the complete other side of the city, but it's not my problem. Oh no, we're running out of power. I could build these wind turbines because they're a lot cheaper, but that makes their lives better, and that's good for the environment. I don't care about the environment. I need to grow this city. We are the peak of capitalism. We are what American society embodies. We are what the Founding Fathers intended. Yeah, sure, there's a few power outages here, and a bunch of sick people over there, a few foreclosed homes, but that's just how it goes, you know? It's the American dream in progress. So I've decided I want to try something. So if I look at the pollution, it's largely like sticking to these industrial areas, right? So I'm thinking, what if I take one of these industrial areas and I delete it and I turn it into a residential, and then I turn a residential into an industrial? Like, will that make the living situation worse? I want to try this out and see how it goes. So we're just going to swap these two, and we're going to see what happens. Because I'm thinking, like, the pollution's going to stay there, because you can kind of see the ground's, like, all, you know, brown. But then the people will be living in that. So it'll make things better. I promise. So one of my citizens is complaining that I don't have enough parks in my city. And so I've decided that I will address his concern. I care about my citizens, and I want to make them happy. And so to appease him, I will be building a bounty castle on the other side of the river from the entire city that has no access to the street and no power, apparently. Because for some reason a bounty castle needs power. And so there is a park, and they can come over here and be happy. But that might not happen because apparently a lot of my citizens are dying. I'm just now noticing this. This might actually be a problem. I might have to deal with that. It would appear that my plan to move people onto already polluted land doesn't really work out that well. Because you can see the pollution just kind of disappears after a while of people living on it. And so I think, again, the best solution is to just set up a bunch of industrial districts right next to where people are living. So that way, you know, they can really enjoy the fruits of our labor and our industrial success. I have realized the solution to my healthcare crisis. It's not to build more hospitals, because as you can see, we're never going to keep up with that amount of sick citizens. But instead, it's to build more cemeteries. Because once they're dead, we can just throw them in the graveyard, and then they're done. They aren't producing anything more for our economy. So instead, we can just work them to the bone and not treat them while they're alive. And that's going to maximize profit. That's going to be what keeps this city going, what makes us the best place to live. Yeah. That's how I'll make it work. The 6-lane Mega Highway goes somehow into a two-lane road? Yeah. I don't know how it's going to work, but it'll work. It'll work. Oh no. Oh no, traffic is building up. The end of the 6-lane Mega Highway. I didn't really think that through, how that was going to end, but it'll have to do for now. I've realized that by creating this mega highway, I've effectively divided my city in half between this one half over here that actually has like all the amenities and this half over here that kind of just has nothing. And I really like that idea. Like, I'm just going to turn this into the half that sucks. Granted, this half will also suck as well, but like I might actually put some stuff over there. I really like the ideas this game is giving me. A great victory for the people has been had. The bounty castle has finally been connected to power. Ignore that everyone's sick and their houses are getting foreclosed and some places are burning down on the other side of the river. That's not important. The bounty castle has power. We are so back. Quite a few houses that have burnt down. I think I'm just going to leave them there as kind of reminders. You know, it really adds to the aesthetic of this perfect utopia we're going for. Really trying to model it off of the city from Cyberpunk 2077. I think it has a name. I honestly can't remember what it is. I have decided that my people have been very good this year. They have been providing me with many tax dollars, and I'd like to get this city growing a little quicker. So temporarily, I will be granting them a hospital. And if they keep acting good, I might even, you know, keep it open for a little bit. But that's not a guarantee. I can't allow this boon to be seen as an act of weakness. Oh my goodness. There's so many ambulances just spewing out of the hospital right now. There's so many sick people. Oh my goodness. It might be a little out of hand, but that's the whole point. That's what we want. Oh my goodness. Watch the patient count just tick up. Oh my goodness. It's going up so fast. Guys, I think the people might be a little sick. And that doesn't even get near enough to treating everyone. I'm not building a second hospital. There's not enough money in the budget for that. Maybe if they grow a little bit more, you know, maybe if the city expands a bit more, maybe then we'll put in a second hospital. But we'll see. Isn't the local government doing anything to stop the fires? What fires? I don't see any fires burning in my city. Ignore the burnt down buildings. There's no active ongoing fires. They don't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. These are blatant lies trying to defame and degrade our beautiful city. So I have noticed that the city is unfortunately declining in population currently. So I've decided to give my people a small boon in a fire department. However, that fire department is going to be on the complete other side of the river, away from the main city, right here. So that way they have to go all the way across this river if people are actually in need of help. And as soon as I put it down, they gotta go put it on fire. Guys, things in this city are amazing, I swear. I swear, the people love it here. So I accidentally deleted the exit out of the city on this end. And so you just straight up can't leave the city on this side. That's just not a thing. And since I don't ever plan on buying that plot of land, it's just not going to happen. Yeah, nothing I can do about that. I've had a realization. If I want to fill up the whole river, I need to start pumping my sewage very much farther up so it has time to mix and to spread over the whole length of the city's river. And so we're going to start pumping it all the way up here and see if that changes anything. We're still going to keep this like right next to the water pump just because, but we'll see how it goes. Good news, the bouncy castle has finally been connected to the Save network, so our wonderful citizens can finally visit the bouncy castle in their free time, which they of course have very little of. It's all spent, working in the plants and building our great utopia. My goodness. So all of my city's traffic started coming in on this far side, because if you're coming in on this end and you need to get to the right side of the city, you have to go all the way down, go through the loop, and come back up. And so it's kind of started creating this massive traffic jam just to get onto the loop. It's kind of insane. And I'm trying to think of a way to fix that. What if I just... Yes, it's perfect. Despite how sick everyone is and how few amenities they have and how often their houses are burning down or they're getting robbed or garbage is piling up, the fact that some people are actually dying, there's very few houses that are actually like getting abandoned, which is very surprising. Usually if I'm doing something like this, my city's already abandoned by now, even when I try to play the game normally. So, I'm me. But it's interesting. Oh my goodness, we are running out of spaces in the cemeteries. There's over 3,000 dead people. That might be something I have to fix pretty quickly. Yeah, we're just gonna plunk one down. Of course, we can't just have the cemetery. That would be too nice. And so, of course, right next to it goes the new garbage landfill. Ah, great idea. I'm gonna connect the suburbs directly into the highway so it creates a bunch of stops. That's what commuters want. Yes. To help further grow the city, I've decided to replace this ridiculous too large 3-lane highway with a regular 2-lane road, going both ways. That way people can have easy access to get out and get into the city, and people can still travel along the highway. It's really a win-win for everyone. What do you mean it forces the highway traffic to stop at these stoplights and these stop signs? What? I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. Alright. It's happened again. The sickness situation, it's out of hand. You know, people are leaving the city in droves. And so to solve this, I will build a new clinic in the new area of town. And because I'm feeling really generous, on the other side of the river, where most of the people don't live, I'm going to put another clinic. That's 2 whole clinics. We can heal 1,000 people. And granted, don't look at almost the 4,000 that are sick. That's not the issue. Problem solved. Now, please, please come back. Please stop leaving. I need to get to a big city, please. But would you look at that? You give them 2 clinics, and they come crawling back like the little rats that they are. I expect absolutely nothing less from these self-serving little gremlins who aren't willing to push through the tough times. They don't get it. They aren't the alpha giga chad males. They wouldn't understand. I do this for their own benefit. Okay, we're running into a slightly larger problem. The population is in complete freefall right now, and it's going down fast. I may actually want to build a few more clinics. Oh shoot, this is actually becoming a big problem. I was not expecting it to get this bad. Oh, we're actually losing money. That's not great. That's not great. That's not great. Oh no. You know, I just don't know why people don't want to live here. Like, things are perfect. We're fixing the healthcare system. You know, we're collecting the trash. I don't know. We have cemeteries. We have a fire department and a police department and a really cool looking bridge. Like, what more do you want? Someone's dead in the bouncy castle. Oh my goodness. I feel great for that guy. He died in the best state of his life. The best place in this city. Oh, the people have heard my sales pitch. They're coming back in droves. We have been blessed again. The city is saved. Thank goodness, actually. I thought it was so over for a second. I actually thought it was so over. We did it. We did it. We're a big town now. So that means I can finally do this. I can go in. I can delete all this boring, terrible looking, low density residential areas and instead replace it with beautiful, glorious, and luxurious, and a little cramped, high density residential areas. Oh, it's actually gonna look like my dream city. We're making cyberpunk real, guys. This is gonna be beautiful. Just you watch. Oh, heck yeah. Look at that smog. Look at those massive buildings. Now we're starting to feel like Victorian England with cars. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. It feels awful. It feels miserable. I would not want to live here. I think we're getting close to achieving the dream city. We're almost there. I've noticed a few of the new shops are kind of complaining about not enough educated workers, but if you look at the statistics, like, we are one of the most educated cities on the planet. Like, we have 300 people who are being educated at an elementary school level. Like, 15% of our people are educated. 1% are well educated. Like, what more could you want? Like, you're not going to find a better city than this. There's nowhere else that has our literacy rates of at least 20%. Like, not even world capitals. Paris, Moscow, DC can't compare. Like, so just stop complaining and just take what you get, you know? Ungrateful these citizens are. So notice my population is kind of stagnating around the high 6,000s, low 7,000s. And so to fix that, I decided I'm going to listen to the people's complaints. I know, ungrateful. But I've decided I'm going to open a bus line. It starts here, it goes all the way over to this neighborhood, up across the road over to here, and then across the bridge all the way over to these people, and then loops back around. It's got 4 beautiful stops on a continuous line. You may not get off anywhere else, but it connects our city. It's really going to help reduce that traffic flow. And I think this is like the major problem people are having in our city. And hopefully, we'll see it get turned around. We'll see some more people start showing up. Ignore the massive population decline and the huge budget deficit right now. That's not important. We're about to be thriving. Trust me. Okay, so while our population has kind of started to rebound, we have actually gone in the negative, and so we're gonna have to make some budgetary cuts. And I think we all know the first thing to go is the hospital. Of course, we can't afford it. Next, I'm thinking we really need to get rid of some of the medical clinics. Like, people, they don't want that, you know? That's not what's important right now. What's important is that we keep the budget afloat. And look at that, we just make a few cuts, you know, a few clinics here and there, and bada bing, bada boom, we're back in the green. I mean, look, we're making $1,000 right now, you know? Sure, ignore all those red faces, you know, that's not really important. Look at that, we're making so much money right now. We can really bring this city back, and the population's still going up. People are happy. Really, we didn't even need those. They were completely unnecessary. Matter of fact, there's one clinic left. We don't even need it. We don't need it. Our people, they're tough. 15% unhappiness. Oh no. Then why is there a smiley face down there, you know? Like, global happiness seems to be so high. What's the issue here? Oh, that's the issue. Yeah. Well, at least the businesses are happy, right? I mean, maybe the citizens are, but the banks are happy. That's what matters. That's what's going to make us money in the long run. Low land value? What do you mean? You live in the greatest city on Earth. Why would the land value be low? Everyone wants to move here. There's not a single vacant or abandoned house in this entire city. So, like, just stop complaining. You've got a great place to live. You got a great deal. I think the hospitals might have been a little bit more important than I thought. We've dropped below 5,000, and it's falling even quicker, and I can't afford to really put anything in right now. And we're in the red again in the bank balance. Oh goodness, it's this might be it for New Detroit, Chicago, Yorkistan. Yeah, this might be it. Oh no. That's a lot of abandoned houses. Oh my goodness. My beautiful downtown, it's ruined. It's ruined. Oh my goodness. What could these people even want? Like come on. Like, the pollution, it's not even that bad. It's barely in the residential area. Sure, there's a few, you know, power plants, garbage bins, and sure, you know, the water is full of sewage, but like, what's the problem? I don't see the issue. There's not even that many sick people. That's like half of what it used to be. So why are you all leaving? It doesn't make any sense. You know, we got plenty of cemetery space for you. So if you could just, you know, die and get replaced, of course, we've got a spot for you. That budget deficit is getting real bad. I think it might be time to make some cuts here. A lot of cuts. We're just gonna cut everything. Except the parks. We can't cut the parks. We can't cut the bouncy house budget or the bus budget. We can't cut those. Those are integral to the functioning of our city. Look at that. We're in the green. You just had to make a few budget cuts and we're chilling. Yeah, sure, you know, oh my goodness. Okay, way more than half the houses are abandoned. We have a little bit of a power and water crisis in the houses that people still live in, and the entire city's empty and sick, and we're still losing people, and oh my goodness. Now I think everyone's unhappy. Yeah. That might have made things worse. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna make it through this crisis. You know? We'll see. So I can't afford to give people power and water, because we're in the red again, and we're still losing population. This is getting real bad. We're actually below 3,000, and literally, like, I mean, if you look at the downtown, it's all abandoned, decrepit old buildings. It is, yeah, it's not great. It's not great. I thought these high residential, high density areas were gonna save us. They did not. I think they might have, doomed us. Okay, we somehow got above 3,000. I don't know why people keep coming here. We're in a massive budget deficit, and we don't offer anything, and the whole town is just abandoned. But for some reason, people still want to live here. Oh, okay, I stand corrected. We're losing a lot more people now. I don't know where these 3,000 are. I guess, like, there's a few here, and I think there's a few, like, down on the other side of the river over here, but they're just kind of like, I don't know, there's somewhere in this mess. I don't really know where, but yeah. Okay, now we're losing a lot. Yeah, now we're back below 3,000, and we're in a massive budget deficit. Yeah, New Detroit, Chicago, Yorkistan is not long for this world. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. I was just watching TikToks because I think that this city's falling apart. I won't be taking the bailout. We have morals. We will... if I take a loan, I'm not going to be able to pay it back, and I know I'm not going to be able to pay it back, and I'm not cutting these. These are essential services. So either I dismantle this glorious empire I've built, or I go bankrupt. Those are my two options. And so I am choosing the road with dignity. We will allow ourselves to go bankrupt, and that will be the end of it. So I think this is kind of it for New Detroit, Chicago, Yorkistan. We're 10,000 in the hole, still losing money, somehow still gaining population. I don't know who wants to move to this mess. I tried my best to make it awful. I mean, if you look at the pollution, I know why it got better. I was so confused for a second, but yeah, it got better because the factories have shut down and moved out because there's no economy. So that's why the pollution's gotten a little better. But also in the river as well. If you look at happiness, it's absolutely abysmal. No one accepts. I'm not taking your business. No, I'm gonna go bankrupt. I will go bankrupt with my dignity intact. And so I think this is kind of going to be it. I mean, you look at the downtown, it is it is a mess. So I think I've achieved my goal. I have created the worst city imaginable. You know, this is the kind of thing that I think you would see smack dab in the middle of England. Like, it would fit in right amongst London or New York or Amsterdam or whatever other awful cities exist out there. It is a masterpiece. It is my work of art. Healthcare is non-existent. Fire safety is like non-existent. You know what? We got a budget cut anyway, right? Yeah. You know, police departments. For some reason, crime stayed very low this whole time. That wasn't really ever an issue. There is one elementary school which can service 75 students. That's a very small class. I feel kind of bad for those kids. There's just so few of them. But yeah, this is kind of it for New Detroit, Chicago, Yorkistan. It was a good run, and it's a beautiful city, and hopefully, 20 years from now, someone will discover this mess and enjoy it.